Y'all want to see something stupid? You've come to the right place. Welcome back to Wretches and Wrenches. Today we got a couple projects to do, a couple nitpicky things. I'm not sure I'm going to record all of them. I am kind of excited because right before I started recording this video, I ordered an action camera. So that'll be exciting, and some accessories to go with it. I won't have to record on my phone anymore. But let me show you what I got. By the way, got the new tires on the F-150. Put them on a couple days ago. What are they? 265/60s is the size I went with. Got rid of the bigger ones that were on it, stock size, because, we got a lowering kit. So that fender gap, we're going to take care of that at a later date. But they look pretty good. They don't look as tiny as I thought they would. But let me show you what I went and picked up. Had to go to the bank earlier. I thought swing by Riley's, pick up a few things. Switch y'all. What do we got? Oh, I got some Extreme Wheel and Tire. I don't know if that's any good. Got some Super Clean because I can't find my Super Clean. We did the toolbox cleanup. I used Super Clean and I don't know where I put it because I cannot find it. So I bought a new one. And of course, you can never have too much brake clean. That stuff is good for everything. In here, got us to turn down and a clamp for said turn down. And there's a reason for that. That's because when I was putting on the tires, the exhaust tip, which you can see is no longer there, it rusted off, fell off on my way to work. I don't know how long ago it was. Earlier this year. So, and since I'm going to lower it, the whole exhaust pipe going over the axle would have been in the way. So I was like, we're just going to go ahead and cut it off. So I cut it off with my slice and dice. And I sliced it at an angle, hoping that would help, with the push the noise, the exhaust sound to the ground. This is Flowmaster. I don't know what kind of Flowmaster. Perhaps y'all can tell me in the comments. But we cut it off at an angle, hoping that would help the noise. It didn't really. It kind of made it not sound as good as I was hoping. And that turn down I bought probably ain't going to fit on that. That's quite a bit bigger than I was thinking it was. So it's probably not going to work. But we'll put it up there and we'll put it up there and see. But first things first, what I did when I got these tires was I didn't want to drop the truck off at the tire place. So I took the wheels off the red truck out there because I felt like they were in better condition than the ones I had on this truck. So I took them off, took them up there, had the new tires put on them, and then had them wheels. I put them wheels on the blue truck here. So now I got to take the wheels that were on the blue truck, put it on the red truck, and then it won't be sitting there on four flats anymore because that is going to be a project we're going to get to eventually, getting that thing back up and running and on the road. But right now, I got to get the tires and stuff on that thing because it's sketchy. The way I got it up on blocks and jack stands is a little bit sketchy, so we need to go ahead and take care of that. So we'll knock that out first, and then we'll we'll see what we're going to get into after that. All right. We got all four wheels and tires on. They were not fun. So now, because I'm lazy and it's still pretty hot in Florida at the moment, filming this late October, mid October, we'll call it. But of course, you won't see it till probably next year. But it's still pretty warm here. So I'm going to get in the blue truck here. We're going to drive over there. We're going to pick up all the tools and put them away. And then I might back it into the garage because taking this thing on a trip, that's kind of the reason I'm doing a lot of this stuff like new tires and all that good stuff. I changed the oil in it. And because I got a trip next weekend, 6-hour drive up to North Georgia. So this gas tank has been a pain in the butt since I first got it. I can put like $1 worth of gas in and it would click. So I went in there, I looked. The fill tube was kinked, so I pulled it off, cut a section out, make it shorter, put it back on there, and it got a little bit better, but it's still not great. I still cannot fill the tank up without it clicking half a dozen times. So usually I just put 20 bucks in it and let it roll because I don't want to sit at the gas pump for half an hour putting gas in my truck. So we're going to take a look at that again. I don't know how motivated I am about it because it's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. But first, let's pick up these tools. We'll get it in the garage, look at the gas thing, and later we're going to drain the radiator, replace the coolant, and maybe we'll wash it. Maybe we'll wash it. Well, let me tell you what happened. So when I was filming me unloading those cinder blocks, as you just saw, as I was pulling my camera out of the back window, I dropped it and smashed my microphone connection to pieces because it was a cheap Amazon microphone. It sounded good though. I like that microphone, but it's dead now. So I went inside and I grabbed the expensive lavalier mic that I have that I don't like, and it was dead. So I got to put it on the charger. So here you go with some raw camera microphone audio for the time being. But we're going to get under here and look at this gas tank and see if I can see anything of why it just don't want to take gas. So let's get under. I think I found the problem, but we'll get at it with a flashlight. I'll see if I can show it to y'all, but hopefully this fixes it. So remember I told y'all when I first got it, there's a kink in the fill tube. So if you look back there, I don't know if y'all can see that on camera. I don't even know where the leaf spring mount is in the way here. Let me see if I can twist it. There you go. Probably, oh, there we go. There's a kink in the vent line too. And that hose has seen better days, but I'm going to have to reuse it. I'm going to have to figure out, oh, there's two kinks. Oh, how am I going to get that off? We'll figure it out and see if I can get that kink out of there. That's probably my problem. All right, guys, so what I did is I took the vent tube under there and cut it. Let me show you. Cut that much off, and that's probably gonna be fine. But this metal piece, for some reason, that goes in between it, not sure why. Maybe I don't know. But it's still a bit long, but instead of cutting some more off the vent tube, I think I'm gonna cut some of this off. I'm gonna hit this with the slice and dice. Cut off about what you see there, that shiny part, cut that off. See if that makes it short enough, and we'll see what happens. I ain't filming it because it's just so tight under there and hard to get the camera in. So I will show y'all what I come up with in a minute when I'm done. All right, so we cut the tube down and I slid them back on there. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. So I'm gonna just see what happens. I just filled it up earlier, so it'll be a couple days before I have to get gas in it again before I can actually, see if it actually made a difference. But if it didn't, let me show you. It just slides right off of there, so it wouldn't be nothing. Slide it off, cut out another 1/2 inch and slide it back on. So let's take a gander. This microphone dangling off. Help me. Let me do this. You see that? It's still got a little bit of a kink in it, but not a whole lot. So if I need to, I'll cut out another 1/2 inch of it if that don't help and fix it. The only problem is that by the time I put gas in this thing again, it'll probably be like Wednesday. So that'll only give me, because I'm leaving Friday to go on my trip. So it won't give me much time. But luckily this didn't take long at all. And it wasn't that hard to get to. So we'll see if that works. So now, reckon what we're going to do is try and get that exhaust, that turn down put on the exhaust. And after that, I think I'm going to call it a day. We'll pick up tomorrow with draining the radiator and washing the truck, which always takes me several hours. So let me see if I can find a metal Sawzall blade. This is my dad's shop, and wood is mainly what he does in here. So let me look in the toolbox, look in the old shop, whatever, see if I can find a metal blade for this Sawzall, because the exhaust turn down is the way it sits now. It's aiming right at my parking brake cable. So I need to cut about another inch off the pipe coming out of the muffler. Move that turn down back a little bit so it's not pointing at anything important. So let me go see if I can find a metal blade for the Sawzall, and I'll be right back. I'm not sure the best way to go about setting y'all up to see this where I can still get to it at the same time. What about, no, that don't really help either. Let's see about getting these legs out. Y'all can kind of see there. Let's try that and see what happens. I thought for sure that battery got was out. There we go. That ought to be nicer than it was. Let me go see what size this is. Can y'all still see? I haven't the slightest idea. Like that. Come on. You know, this ain't too bad considering as I completely guessed on what size to get. I didn't have a clue. I was like, yeah, that looks right. I reckon that ain't going nowhere. Now let's see if that made a difference in the sound. It definitely couldn't hurt it. Well, that sounds a lot better than it did before. So we got the tires and wheels that used to be on this truck on the red truck, so it's not sitting on 4 flats anymore. And we got hopefully we got the gas vent situation taken care of, so I can put more than $1 worth of gas in it without it clicking. Because I'll sit there. Depends on what gas station I go to. Sometimes, I don't know. But like sometimes I can put a couple dollars in it before it clicks. Sometimes I can put $1 in it. And click. And click. It's not fun. So hopefully the vent is fixed. And like I said, if not, because there's still a slight little kink in it. If it's still not fixed, I'll just cut like another 1/2 inch off and shove that metal piece back in there and it should be fine. Best thing I should do is order some new rubber line for that, because that stuff that's in there it's old and it ain't in good shape, and that's why it's kinking up like it is. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll order some line for that and we'll just replace the whole daggone thing. Maybe, who knows. And we got the turn down put on the exhaust, and I know y'all didn't listen to what it sounded like before, and I didn't think about that, but trust me when I tell you, there's like a drone, like a vibrating kind of drone from the exhaust bouncing off the noise, bouncing off the bed, and it didn't sound that great. It didn't sound terrible, but it didn't sound great. That sounds quite a bit better, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to watch me some college football. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to edit some on this video, and tomorrow after church we will drain the radiator and replace the coolant, because I don't know, and I know it's got coolant in it, but I've never put it in there. I bought this truck a little over a year ago, so I don't know how long that coolant's been in there. So we're going to replace that coolant, since we are about to drive 6 hours up to Georgia next weekend, and then we'll wash it. We'll wash it all nice and clean and detail the interior all nice and clean, and we'll do that tomorrow. So see y'all tomorrow. New day. It is Sunday. On my way home from church. Stopped by O'Reilly's again because you remember those 2 cans of brake clean I bought yesterday? They were not brake clean. They were engine degreaser. Apparently, O'Reilly's puts their engine degreaser and their brake clean in the exact same. Well, makes sense when you think about it. But I did not consider looking at the label before I bought it. So I stopped by O'Reilly's. Got 2 cans of brake clean because, like I said, you can never have too much brake clean. And crunked the truck up this morning to go to church, and the lifters were ticking. So I bought some oil, a couple quarts of oil. I just changed the oil in this thing last weekend, and put 5 quarts in it. But I didn't actually Google to see how many quarts it's supposed to have. I figures 5 quarts would be enough, but maybe it wasn't. So I got a couple quarts. I'm gonna put a quart in it when I get home, and save a quart for later in case it does it again, because it is a Ford, and my experience with Fords is that every single one of them leaks oil at some point. It might not be a bad leak, but I don't believe I've ever had a Ford that you can't crawl underneath it and see oil somewhere. It's just a Ford thing. Now, you might have a different experience, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to go home today. We're going to drain the radiator. We're going to clean the truck. Seems like there was one other thing I thought of. Now I can't remember it. Oh, adjust the headlights. I gotta adjust the headlights. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that on camera, but I'm gonna look into adjusting the headlights, because a couple videos back y'all saw I put in the new headlights, and they kind of point too low, too far down at the ground, not far enough out. So we're going to try and adjust the headlights. And that's what we're going to do. But first, I'm going to go home. I'm going to change out of these clothes, and I'm going to eat me some lunch. So let me go get that done, and I will meet y'all back at the house. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. My dad's in there working on his hunting blind, so I'm not wanting to get copyright strike from the radio he's listening to. So let me show you what we're working on. We're going to get the radiator drained first, and then we're going to wash the truck. Most of that don't require me to talk, so that'll be good because it's really noisy out here right now. Let me show you what the fluid looks like and how we're going to drain it. I don't know how well that's going to pick up on camera, but it's got coolant in it, but it looks kind of like dirty pond water. And if the video I just watched, there it is, just like the video I watched said. There's the petcock down there. I'm not sure I'm going to drain it into anything. Sorry if you're a tree hugger. But I think I'm just going to drain it onto the ground since I'm about to wash it. And there's about to be a lot of water over here anyway. So let me get the camera set up, and we'll see what happens. See if I can turn it by hand now. Yeah. It should be coming out by now. Okay. forget, did I miss something? Well, alrighty then. Why is there no coolant coming out? Well, I'm stumped. So, I'm at a loss. Not really sure why it's not. I'm sure. No. One of y'all can tell me in the comments. I probably missed something. I'll watch the video before I come out here, mainly just to see where the petcock was, so I wouldn't have to look for it. And the guy in the video just did what I do with every other vehicle, just open up the petcock and it drains. This one does not do that. And there's fluid in it. So this is what we got. We got this siphon tube I bought to siphon the gas out of the red truck. We're going to use it to siphon the coolant out of this reservoir. So we'll see how that works. Not really sure if there's some kind of special color that you put in here, but I got universal and it's gold and it's got all these flags on it, and that one's my flag, so I figured it's probably work. I'm American, that's the American flag, this is American truck. Let it rip. Ping. Pre-diluted. Do not add water. 10-4. I wish I would have flushed it. It was pretty nasty looking, but it'll be alright. This is Florida. It's not like we have snow and ice and stuff down here. How am I supposed to see that fill line? Explain that to me. Are we at the fill line? I don't feel like we are. Fill line is here. I believe that is correct, even though I still got a little bit left. So we'll just hold on to it for now. Well, there you go. There is the way to. Well, let me rephrase that. There's the improper way to drain your radiator. And like I said at the beginning of the video, you want to see something stupid? That was pretty stupid. But we got the coolant out, except for what might be in the radiator. But let's just look at it from the bright side. Most of the coolant that's in it is new. So that's a win. So now we're going to set the camera up and we'll start cleaning it. So we got her all washed up, clean as much as I feel like cleaning her. Of course, you know what happens when you get done washing a vehicle. You see a spot you missed, but it's all right. She'll be a little bit dirty by the time next weekend comes around, and she's going to be cleaner than she was for her 6-hour trip up to Georgia. I made the right move putting the wheels off Scarlet on here. They are in quite better shape. Despite the fact they've been sitting in the yard for almost a decade, they still look better than the wheels that were on here. Got this all taken care of. I wish I would have got a better shot of this because this was all nasty where I grab it after work. And now that drill brush makes short work of some mess. I ain't worried about that. It's as clean as I want it to be. Whew, man. You know, it used to not take me so long to wash this truck, but then you get to learning things, like ways to make it cleaner, and you're like, yeah, I want to do that. And then, but the only problem is those ways, they make it cleaner, but they also add time. Like the whole pressure washer and the foam cannon thing, that sure makes things easier, but it adds time getting all that stuff out, setting it up, and stuff like that. But man, I mean, it's clean, and I don't clean my trucks as much as I did when I was younger. You know, I used to clean my truck like every Friday. Now I don't do that. Now I clean it like once a quarter, like once a season. I clean my truck. But I'll tell you another thing that can be cleaned is your heart. You can have your heart cleansed from sin. And there's one way that God chooses to do that. Look at 1 John chapter number 1 verse 7. But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood of Jesus Christ, his son, cleanses us from all sin. So if you've never put your faith in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, then you've never had your sins washed away by his blood. But one day, we all know we're going to die. We can't live forever. And it's after that that whether or not you have put your faith in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ is going to determine whether you're going to heaven or whether you're going to hell. So chances are most people probably know they're a sinner, especially if they live in America. You know you're a sinner. So the problem is most people don't want to do anything about it. They want to pretend like that stuff's not real because they don't want to change their lifestyle, whatever their reason is. They love their sin more than they love their eternity, which is backward when you think about it. But anyway, I pray today that much like I washed this truck up, I got it clean. It's going to get dirty again. It'll be clean for a week or two before it starts getting dirty again. But if Jesus has cleaned you, if you put your faith in Jesus Christ, then he's cleaned you and you're clean forever. If you're washed in the blood, you don't have to worry about where you're going to go when you die. You're going to go be with Jesus in heaven. I appreciate y'all watching. This video was a little all over the place. It might be a little longer than my normal videos. I haven't edited it yet. But we got a lot done. And still didn't do the headlight thing. Maybe I'll do that real quick. And maybe I'll do it after work this week. I don't know. But I had a list of things I wanted to do. And I pretty much got everything done for the most part. Other than the parts that Rock Auto sent me that were not correct. But anyway, I appreciate y'all coming along, even if there's only a few of y'all that actually watch. I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is a new thing I'm doing. But thank you. I appreciate you. And till next time, you know, you might regret buying that Ford, but you won't regret being forgiven.